If you watched our shows yesterday, you would have seen that we called that alt season was finally here. We showed you the fundamental data, and then we showed you the technical data. And in our earlier stream yesterday was Sheldon the Sniper. He said that he was expecting a massive move in the Bitcoin dominance. And if this move came, then that would symbolize the beginning of a major alt season. Now, what we said yesterday was as follows. We said, not only is this alt season going to be huge, but it's going to be so big that it's actually going to be unimaginable. And the reason why we said that is because unlike the 2017 alt season, when people took their Bitcoin, cashed each Bitcoin for $10,000 or $15,000 and bought alts with it, this time, every time they take profit on a Bitcoin, they're going to get $50,000 or $60,000 to put into alts. So, my friends, this is no April Fool's joke. We are in the beginning of the biggest alt season of our lives. I'm Crypto Man Run, and I come to you many times a day. I come to you for the main show at 10 a.m. EST. I come to you every time the sniper says that we need to get going. And I bring you crypto love and crypto wisdom, and together we are building the most profitable community in the world. If this is your first time here, welcome. Smash that like, break the algorithm, smash that subscribe, and share. And let me tell you why. Because not only does that share the crypto content across the entire YouTube universe, but it also enters you into the Banter Bags competition. And this is the competition where we've taken $10,000, we've invested it in pre-market allocations for you guys, and at the end, or when we get to 250,000 subscribers, then we're going to give away the Banter Bags to the community. Doesn't sound like a lot, right? But we have already got you guys a lot of allocations. For example, we got you guys $1,000 of unmarshal. That $1,000 of unmarshal translated into about 6,666 tokens. If you look at the price of unmarshal today, at $6, that allocation, that $1,000 is worth $40,000. It doesn't end there. We also got you an allocation of split. We got you an allocation of ShopX, $1,000 worth of ShopX. And that $1,000 worth of ShopX is equal to, Freddie, how many tokens? No, it's 28,000 tokens, right? 28,000 tokens. Now, those 28,000 tokens at today's price of about $4 gives you $100,000, which means that the Banter Bags today already are worth over $150,000, and we've just started. All you have to do to get in is like, subscribe, hit the bell button, share, and follow us on Twitter. Follow myself and Sheldon on Twitter. And there are a lot of other good reasons to follow myself and Sheldon on Twitter, and that's because when things happen like this, Sheldon goes on the Twitter immediately and tells you that things are happening. So let's get Sheldon on the stream and find out exactly what is happening. Sheldon, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, and you, buddy?
Man, every time I see you, I get a smile on my face. It's just you have this like calm demeanor about you, and I just know that everything's going to be okay.
Awesome. Guys, it's exciting. We've just had some groundbreaking stuff. We've been talking about it for the last week, and it's finally happening. So I'm excited to explain it to you guys. Let's get a good overview of exactly what's happening and get very excited because it's about to go down. So let's be ready and let's make a lot of money together. Let's do this.
Okay, so wow, what happened there yesterday?
Okay, so remember, since we've been basically chatting in the last week, we've been going through dominance a bit, and I've been giving this very key support that we've been talking about. The sort of zone where the dominance, remember, we've been in choppy stage. This is why it's been quite difficult between the major alts and Bitcoin, because one day it's Bitcoin's turn, one day it's the altcoin's turn, and the sort of short-term trading has been quite difficult. The stop losses, all of these things, it's been very tough to trade because of this choppy stage that we've had. And I basically gave you guys the two scenarios. We have support, we break support, alts, here we go. Alts are going to explode. And this is the early warning signs that we are getting that. And then I basically gave you a secondary choice that if we break that top trend going to the upward side, it's going to be Bitcoin's turn. It means it's going to use the money from the alts and we're going to start moving. So what's basically happened now, guys, and what's very exciting is you can see this is the bottom range that we have had since the early Feb, I'll say even to Jan. Let's see. Back there. Yeah, it's been a big while since we basically had this sort of floor. We've kept coming down, hit it. I'm just going to erase that for now. And guess what happened, guys? We sort of hit a sort of base where It hits. And as soon as we break through is when we get the acceleration. It's the same as a resistance, the same as a support. It will fight a certain zone, means they're fighting that zone, fighting it. And as soon as it breaks through that zone, we get the acceleration. Now you can see how we've been fighting. And look what happens when we finally break it. The acceleration kicks in. And now I'm sure a lot of you can see your Neos, your ontologies. Look how the major alts all of a sudden from this little break from last night to today, look how it just wakens the market up. Just to show you guys this, if we go have a look quickly, this is something that's very nice for you guys to use. It's called cryptobubbles.net. This is a just nice overview for you to come and have a look at the growth of coins. So you can literally come here and you can choose what are the coins been doing in the last hour, what have they been doing in the last day, what have they been doing in the last week. And it's a nice place for you just to come and see what are the movers. And what's nice is you can select them to the USDT, or you can select them either to the euro, but you can select to the Bitcoin as well. So you can also see if these coins are going to be making you Bitcoin by being in them. And all that we use this for is just to find the coins. Once we find the coins, we go do our fundamental research, we go do our TA and our analyzing, and then we see if it's a good time to buy. So this is a nice tool for you guys to look. And if we just have a look, look what happened since yesterday. The little breakthrough of that little dominance fall from that zone over there. Let's make it a bit bigger. Look what it's created already. Now, guys, that hasn't even moved 0.5%. Since that drop that we had yesterday, it's maybe 0.5% that the dominance has dropped. And look what it's already created. It's created 25% QTIM. It's created, check, 17% comp. It's created ontology. Look at what it's creating in the market from 0.5% in the dominance. Now, to excite you guys and to go through this, to see that where is our next main zones. So what I have allocated here is we do have another main support. And this was the one that I was talking about last week, the 57 mark, 57% mark. Guys, we dropped this. That is my main, like this is the explosion that we're already going to have the explosion from the alts now, but it's nothing yet. What's really going to explode is when we drop that 57, because if we go into higher time frames and we can see that bottom zone there, remember the simplicity of lower lows, higher highs. If we drop the 57, it means we're getting a lower low in the dominance, which means we're going to have acceleration from the zone that can take us anywhere down to the 52, all the way down to the 40s. Now, you must understand, if 0.5% has already created this in the market, what is a 20% drop in the dominance going to create? 20 times more than what we've just seen. Actually more, 40 times more than what we've just seen. So this is super exciting. So the fact that we have finally broken the first step is so important for you to know, guys. It's coming, and it's coming very quickly. We can already see it. So now for us now, and what I've been giving you guys the last few days is we've been going through a lot of the smaller cap coins. Now today, what I want us to do is, yes, a lot of the smaller cap coins, we are going to minimize now, and we're going to now shrink. So we're going to keep some money in these little cap coins because they're going to give us big gains in the longer run. But we need to start freeing up some capital now, trading capital, to get back into these major alts. Because the major alts, this is where the shift has happened. Through all of this little bit of choppiness stage has been your DeFi projects, has been your NFT product. But now we are getting the true volume. Now we're getting the true capital that's coming through. And now it's the major alts which are waking up. So now it's important for us to know now it's the shift. Just by understanding the shift of when we should be in smaller cap coins, when we should be in larger cap, your major alts, to when we must be in Bitcoin, these are very important because that's how we're going to shift. We're going to move with the market as it moves. Not everything's going to go at once. They're going to let little bits go at a time, and we're going to continuously shift to the new sort of places. You've got something there, right?
So Sheldon, you're saying that there's going to be a shift. For me, the logical shift is people go from Bitcoin, then they move to Ethereum, Cardano, DOT, Link, and all the bigger altcoins, and then they move down to the big 100x gems. But what 100%. Seems to happen was the smaller tokens started to run before the bigger tokens. So the smaller gems, the ones that you called yesterday, started to run way before the bigger tokens. What was that shift?
So that's obviously, and what I've been noticing as trading it is, those have been my early indicators. And what's basically, and that usually happens in these choppy stages. You know, the smaller caps, and just off of doing trading for the last year, that these choppy stages is when we have these one-hit wonders. We have a lot of these little cap coins for them to, these are the ones that are pushing at these sort of zones. But when we get the big release and the big drop in the dominance is where it now shifts. It makes sense, guys. The smaller cap coins needs a couple 100 million and these coins go berserk. But if you look at Ethereum or you look at these coins that are in the billions of market cap, they need a lot of money. So now it's time for them to shift now, and it's time for us to now look at the major alts now. And you know what, again, when the market calms again and the dominance flattens a bit, it's back to the smaller caps. Doesn't mean the smaller caps aren't going to move. They are going to move. But the focus now is getting off of them a bit now, and it's going to the big dots where the big money is being played. Yeah.
Let's get into the charts. But before we get into the charts, guys, there are 2,900 people watching us live. Massive numbers. There are only 1,000 likes. Doesn't make sense. Fred, smash the like. Yeah, smash the like. Andy, smash the like. These are all the guys that are working on that. Smash the like, smash the subscribe. Give Sheldon some love. The guys put a lot of work into getting you these amazing, amazing calls. All right, Sheldon, what are we looking at?
Okay, so guys, remember the updates. I'm working very hard on the Twitter. All the updates from the previous coins, a lot of them are on there, and I'm doing some more updates on that today. I'll go through very short on some of them now, like when we took a bit of profits early, we're going to be able to get back in the zones, but we left. Remember what I said yesterday with Win? Just to have a look at Win. Win exploded yesterday, guys. Win absolutely shot through the roof. Where's our Win chart? There we go. Look what this coin did yesterday, guys. We are in from there. We were in from that zone over there. So talking about a great entry, we got that entry perfect. And yesterday, what I did say is I'm pulling my initial capital out in this sell zone, and I'm leaving my profits to run. And obviously, why? Because we said with Bitcoin yesterday, Bitcoin came down. It was going to gradually make its way up and probably make its way back down to that zone again. So it's still a bit of unsure. So I took some profits. I took 50% on that trade, and I took my money as it went. But now I left, because I made 50% profits, I left the remaining 50 in to keep going. And now this can go, guys. The thing is with Wink, this is a smaller time frame. I'm going to give you guys updates on Twitter on this, on where this coin can actually go. We actually see this coin going all the way to the, I think it's 1 cent or 2 cent mark. It's absolutely huge gains that is coming from this coin. So now we've made it for free. That goes into my hodl. Now I leave, I got a great entry. Now I leave those to run. So look at that, guys. We've got a beautiful trade. You know, it's currently sitting. I know some people didn't sell. If you did sell, no problem. There's another market. There's more coins. Well done. You won the trade. You made yourself coins for free. Let that ride. There's still a lot of gains. But where we're sitting from this entry is 96% now to where the coin is. And it did 116, 170%. And I think that was 6 days ago that we called it, 6 or 7 days ago. So it is working, and we're getting it right. We just needed Bitcoin's healthiness. So to jump back to the coins now. So guys, what I'm doing today is all the other, so I need us to basically start freeing up some capital. Now, what I mean by that is if you got into TVK, you got into Win, you got into all of these coins, that's great. Now, look to leave a smaller percentage in those coins, because the longer run, next 2-3 months, they are going to give you massive great gains. They're going to turn small amounts of money into big amounts. But now it's time for us to start shifting with the markets and start moving with the markets. So it's time for us to start focusing on the major alts now, especially in your hodl portfolio. And if you haven't started a hodl portfolio, it's time to start now. It's time to start getting your entries on the Ethereum. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to go through Ethereum now quickly. Now, with Ethereum and what I'm seeing with Ethereum, I know you guys can't see 100% on these, and this is why the chart updates will be coming onto it, so you guys can see those directly. But what's exciting with Ethereum is we have finally broke. Remember, we spoke about it, Ray, and I think it was, 3 days ago. We were talking about, we were in the buy zone. I was telling everyone, buy Ethereum in the zone, and we were having that conversation. And look what it's done since, guys. Now, for the first time, we shot through the pennants. We broke through our resistance. Check 1, that's good. We have made a higher high. Check 2. So now all that I'm expecting is a pullback to just come and test this trend. So I'm basically expecting a small pullback in the market, very small short-term sort of retracements. Ethereum coming back down to about 1,860 to the 1,900 sort of mark. We made the higher high. So now initially all that I want is for us to basically have the play out. This one didn't go as high as we want, but this is basically what I'm looking at. For us to come there, make the shoulder and the breakout. When we get that, the fact that we have had that drop in dominance, I see acceleration in that dominance. I see that dropping very quickly to the 57 mark. And that's what's going to take Ethereum straight through that all-time high. And where we're looking at Ethereum is us all the way going, let's see over here. There we go. So my next targets for Ethereum are looking between $3,000 and $3,800 after this leg. What happened previously? We saw Ethereum go from $600 to $1,800 to $2,000 actually. So we saw Ethereum pump 300%, 350%. Now it's the same thing that I'm seeing again. Just that little shift in dominance. I see such a strong push from Ethereum, taking us all the way up to the $3,000 mark, close to the $4,000 mark on this thing. So now it's time, guys. It's time to be getting ready for this, because now it's the exciting part. This is where the bigger portion of our capital sits, in the bigger amounts. All these little cap coins, remember what I said, 20% of your portfolio should be in the smaller caps. Now we're playing with the bigger percentage of our portfolio. So this is where the big growth comes in. And if we just have a look from Ethereum, from where we are there to that zone, 65 to 100%, guys, that's huge. So Ethereum is definitely a stock up zone now, and we are going to have a short retracement down, but get in, because when we break that all-time high is when true volume is going to come in, and excitement and FOMO and everything's going to kick in. And let's make sure that we are not getting in anywhere up here. Make sure that we are getting in where it starts, so that it becomes easy for us. We can sit back and we can relax. Awesome.
Where is our stop loss here? Where, if we're trading Ethereum, not holding Ethereum, where's the stop loss here?
It's going to be inside the pennant. So remember the simple strategy of this pennant and why we actually do it is your warning sign. If we broke through, always, let me just make it bigger for you guys. There we go. Okay. So if we break through this pennant zone and we break through, we do not want to come back in that zone. And it's a fake out. It means they're tricking you out of the market. So we got the higher high, we're going to come and test. So we don't want to make a lower low. We're making higher lows, we're making higher highs. Let's not reverse that. It's quite simple. Just make it simple. Make trading simple for you. So where a stop loss is 1,750 sort of mark is my stop loss for Ethereum for this next push up to the next sort of levels. But this will come, and this I will put nice in my Twitter so you guys can get the exact amounts for you guys. But it's very exciting the way we're sitting with Ethereum.
Amazing. All right, that's Ethereum. Let's look at the next one. Oh, Chainlink.
One of my favorite coins. Very, very favorite. Okay, so same thing. What have we gotten? So there was a little high. We've made the higher high. Now all that I'm expecting is for us to come and test support, which is good. We still have a major high that I want us to break, but that's going to be the acceleration high. I don't see a rejection at that high. When we break that high is when we're going to get the strong acceleration back into the to go test the all-time high. Now this break of resistance, test of support. Now any buy between $28.8 and $30 is a great buy for me to stock up for this next run. What happened previously? Chainlink went from $12 to $37. You see that? That's 300%. Same thing, guys. Now this is what I'm expecting. Just erase that. There we go. I'm expecting Chainlink to go from $30 now to $59 to $73 is my next target for Chainlink, and where I'm expecting Chainlink to be getting. So same thing. I'm going to be giving you guys the charts and the stop loss. But where will stop loss be? Simplicity. We don't want to make a lower low. So as we are tracking a trade and as we are making our way up in a trade, it is quite simple. We basically look that we are making higher highs, higher lows. We don't want to change that. So if Chainlink now goes up, we get a buy in the zone. It comes down, it tests, it starts moving. We don't want to make lower lows. So by tracking your stop loss under these lows is the best strategy to be doing, because we are going to move. And as we are moving, you're tracking your stop loss. You're tracking. Why? Because at any point it shifts and we start getting a lower low. It means we're going to start getting a lower high. And then it starts reversing and it starts reversing and it starts turning its way down. So just by understanding that basic concept, you will sort of understand the zones on where you should be putting stop losses. The same thing with Chainlink now at the moment is my stop loss will be give a bit of room. It will be sitting at $26 with my stop loss once I've entered this. Once we have made the next low and we shoot and we break the high. So once we have come down, we've made the low and we break the highs up to the upward side. Now I can move my stop loss, minimize that risk, and allow the trade to start moving.
And then
so
it's free money. Then it's free money.
100%. 100%.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Let's try and get as many as we can in the time.
Okay, so I know. There we go. I think it's about time. Let's give some feedback on Phantom. Let's go through this coin and let's go see, guys. Phantom just needed a bit more time. Where this coin's going to go, I see massive growth from Phantom. Just the way the chart, this is accumulation. This is us building up for the next move. Remember, what usually happens is the length of the accumulation turns into the result. Remember that. They are prepping for a move to take us up. Either up or down, we can either way, but what has happened first? How do I track that? So I can already see we're accumulating for a move. Now we're accumulating. Now I put 2 lines and I track this trade down to a certain point. I know we're prepping for a move, but which way is this move going to go? And we broke the top line, which means to the upward side. So Phantom, we've broken through. We made a good higher high than the previous high points over there. We have come down. We have tested perfectly to support. So for those who are holding Phantom, hold strong. You're going to be very happy during this month. I know we're expecting it last month, but Bitcoin wasn't there yet, guys. Dominance wasn't there yet. It's there now. So now we can really expect the move. So Phantom, if you haven't entered just yet, 41 cents to the 43.5 cents is a really good zone for us to be stocking up on Phantom. And same thing, we don't want to be coming back into our pennants and into these zones. You could see that one, a quick wick in and a closed outside. So that little wick gives us a good indication that our stop loss should be sitting more or less between the 36 and the 37 cent range. We don't want to come back in. So it's quite simple. We got plan A and we got plan B. Plan A works, we make dollars. Plan B works, we make coins. So this is a really good one. And where I see Phantom rallying to now on the next run is us all the way up to 1.4 to 1.7 is where I see Phantom running on this next run. This one can take the next month. It can take, but we got dominance backing us, so we got Bitcoin looking good. So this is my next main target for Phantom, and I'm taking a good amount of profit at these sort of zones. And I'll leave some in obviously for the very long term, but 1.4 to 1.7 dollars is where I'm looking at from Phantom. What is that? If we have a look, it's a 300. Where we're sitting now, a 220 to a 300% trade. So Phantom, guys, you've been holding the right coin. It just took a little bit longer, and they just needed to prep more. Remember, the whales can't just buy, because if they buy, you're going to all sell into there. They're going to lose money. They're going to buy little bits. Now, when they've accumulated and they've built enough money, now they got 80% of their money in. Okay, cool. Now let's put a green candle. Let's get the FOMO in. Let's get the public in. So they've been buying all these little bits. Now it's time for us to move. Now they send the FOMO in and they get everyone else to buy. And guess what? They sell the top. So we got to learn about which side are we trading on, the big guys or the small guys. So Phantom looking really good. And then the one that I do want to, I know it's a big one, I see it a lot in the comments, is Coty. It's one I just wanted to update on quick. So Coty at the moment, it's been running strong, and you can see now that we've shifted to the more major alts and the bigger alts, Coty is calming down a bit. So Coty is going to do similar to what Phantom's going to do. It's going to run a little bit sideways for a while. It's going to accumulate for the next move. So I still see Coty coming down a little bit lower, and I can basically come back and test these zones. So Coty anywhere between the 40 cents and the 42 cents is where I sort of seeing it bottoming out again. But then what it's going to basically do, it's going to make that a bit bigger. It's going to still run in this sort of choppiness, and the true acceleration is going to come when we break that main resistance. But Coty, obviously, and having a look at the targets, I still see Coty getting to 72 cents to 81 cents. So Coty is still a good one for you to be accumulating and for you to be holding at these sort of zones. It might come a bit lower, buy the dip, get some extra specials, but you can still get, from where we are now, you can still get another 7% discounts on Coty coming up. But this is one that I just wanted to update for everyone. We are looking good. The only time you're going to get your true push out of the coin is when we break that resistance. So Coty is looking really good, guys.
Sheldon, how do you get your targets? I mean, we can see that you've got a target of 72 to 81 cents. How do you get the target? I mean, surely that's not just a random orange box that you place somewhere, right? There's obviously some mathematics behind it. How do you decide?
Fibonacci.
Fibonacci. Okay, so using Fibonacci.
Fibonacci. It's one of the best things that were ever created in this lifetime. And super accurate. So it's just measuring waves and also measuring what's happened previously. So I've sort of worked on good from our team as well. They've taught me a lot as well with the certain key areas and key levels. So what's nice about Fibonacci is my sort of strategy works very well to detect the early breakout. The entries on mine, we can get entries galore. Where the Fibonacci, and we have learned from others that is where we get targets. Once there's no more previous data, how do we know when this price can get? And that's when Fibonacci comes as a brilliant tool to help you sort of get those sort of levels. So Fibonacci is really good. The 618, the 2 level, boy, 618 is very, very good for us. Very accurate. Okay, then the last one that I want to bring across you guys today, because I believe it's been accumulating for a long time, is Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash, We wrote this last, I think it was about three months ago. We got Bitcoin Cash very early and we wrote it very nicely. We got in the 300s, late 300s sort of mark, and it went all the way up to 700. Now, same thing. Remember, the accumulation and the sideways preps into the result. Now, which way? Bottom line, top line. We are breaking the top line. So it's showing me that we've been prepping for a move, and because Bitcoin's healthy, dominance is falling, everything's showing me strongly to the upward side. So Bitcoin Cash, my stock up zones between $500 and $536. This is where I'm stocking up on Bitcoin Cash now, because I see Bitcoin Cash, even if we just go and test the previous zones, is a 45%, right? Which, yeah, 45 may not, that's a lot on a higher part of your capital and a bigger part of your portfolio. But where I see it going to my Fibonacci, to my next zones, is the 618 to the zone, is the 990 to the $1,100 mark. So this is a good 100% trade coming up from Bitcoin Cash, a 90% to 112% for Bitcoin Cash. So this is one, there's one thing that I do want to show you with Bitcoin Cash quickly, just as we close off the show. Remember, all the other updates, guys, if you do need updates on other coins, they're on the Twitter. You will get them all. Look at this, guys. Look how long we've been accumulating. I just showed you a small accumulation phase. A small accumulate. What is this accumulating for? How big is that accumulation? That's huge accumulation. Ideally, we know that these coins, bigger picture, they actually start forming the cup. They actually start making...
They've all formed the cup. Cardano's formed the cup. Ethereum has formed the cup. Or Coty has formed the cup.
Exactly. So which one hasn't yet? This one hasn't. So we're early. We're very early on Bitcoin Cash. The small picture is we go there. Where's there? $1,900 to $2,000. That's a 4x from here. Next picture, we go there. Where's that one? To $3,000. Bigger picture, we go there. $4,000. Do you see where we're getting this coin? We're getting at a very accurate sort of stage. So big picture, we're looking great. Small picture, we're looking great. And I don't believe this accumulation was for nothing. And we're going to soon see shortly. So awesome, Ran. That's it from me for today.
Sheldon, thank you, my friend. And guys, if you're not following Sheldon, follow him on Twitter. He's so Sheldon _ sniper or sniper _ Sheldon. Sheldon _ sniper.
Sheldon _ sniper, yes.
There are lots of updates on his Twitter. There are also updates on my Twitter. Sheldon, we'll see you again later in the show later today. Thank you, my friend.
Awesome, buddy. Have a good one, guys.
Good one, friend. That's the sniper. All right, guys, if you are still here, smash the like. Give us one more like before you go. And that'll enter you into banter bags. I told you the banter bags are now worth over $150,000. Anyway, I'll see you again later today. And later today, we're going to be talking about how you can get those pre-market gem allocations. Because a lot of you are saying that, we can't get into the pre-market gems. Today, we're actually going to show you how you can get into the pre-market gems. So I'll see you again, 10 a.m. EST. I'm Crypto Man Run. See you later.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research.